beach just the bottom. 2 tops at the top. Okay? I'm here to supply colour, so Rory's monitoring can be drowned out.
This is way too hot. Why has he got so hot?
Do you want a milk carton?
You go short now. For once.
Like, that's a real disorientating.
It's like, I'm trying to.
Sorry, that's on the roof. Yeah, it doesn't fall. Do yours. How's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, my friend.
Beautiful.
No, it is. Oh, Del Lago. The lake.
I can't see the game. I could.
When they do.
Hello and welcome to another round of ACT Gridiron. Joining me today will be Jason and my name is Rory.
Hello.
The first match of today's is between the UC Firebirds and the Gungahlin Wildcats. Firebirds have won the toss and have elected to receive. So Jason, can you tell us a little bit about the teams?
Not at all, except at the fact that the Wildcats are a little short on numbers, where the Firebirds have 30 odd, and they are planning on going to their pass attack by the looks of it. They've been practicing passing all morning, and
On this side.
it's been looking pretty golden.
Okay, good to know. We'll see if the game plays out like that. So I believe the Wildcats are coming last at the moment and the Firebirds are second on the table. So we'll see how the game plays out, but Firebirds are definitely favourites heading into the match. It'll be interesting to see if the Wildcats can put up some points this week after being held scoreless last week by the Centurions. And how the Firebirds go after their bye week.
No.
Back to return is number 20 and 25 for the Firebirds, looking for a big return here.
Wildcats ready to kick. And he's kicked it flat down the middle. Handled by number 20, and he's gone, handed off to 25. He's running up the middle. Huge lane there. Just got the punter to kick of the beat, and he gets taken out of bounds around about the 37-yard line of the Wildcats. A huge return there. Massive lane, but a good tackle by the kicker to keep him.
I don't think they were expecting the reverse there. It resulted in a big gain for the Firebirds. Blocking lanes were set up nicely, and a big play was made.
So the Firebirds lining up with 3 wide receivers, 1 fullback, 1 halfback. And it's just a run to the left. There's a bit of a gain there, and 5 yards, or about 6 yards.
That's pretty good. really small.
So a good lane there in the first play. Firebirds continuing with the same formation. Drops back to pass. He's got time in the pocket, plenty of time, not much pressure at all. Throws it deep down the right, wide open, and it's a touchdown. Firebirds scored early in the game on a 30-yard pass. 23 just beat the coverage, got wide open. Offensive line did an excellent job holding up in the pocket to provide the quarterback enough time.
Well, that's the problem when you bring a three-man rush. Only three men coming to the quarterback. Not much of pressure. He has all the time in the world and makes a long pass there.
Bro.
So what do you reckon the Firebirds are going to go to on this extra point conversion?
I'm definitely thinking kick. They've had a couple of good kicks throughout the season, and I think they're just going to keep going.
And it looks like you're right.
Should be an easy extra point.
Yeah, they've been fairly automatic during the season, not these. And the kick's up, and it's good.
Don't look that off, otherwise you get in trouble.
Firebirds take an early lead, 7-0.
Give it tight in to the huddle, and then as they come out, spread, don't go too far out.
The Wildcats will now receive, hopefully looking for a big return and to match with a touchdown. Thank you.
You find it, you find it.
Return.
Firebirds ready to kick. And they've kicked a flat squib kick, rolling down the middle, cleanly picked up though. He's got a bit of space, he's trying to reverse field, but gets taken down.
Okay, 35.
Not a huge return there. But puts the Wildcats in decent field position heading into offense.
I think it was an okay return considering it looked to be one of their more linesman-typey fullback. But what are you going to do in that situation? Everybody broke their blocks and he came straight through to make the tackle.
Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't have much room to work with. Bit of a contrast when compared to the Firebirds kickoff. So the Wildcats line up with two split wide receivers, tight end and two halfbacks. Quarterback rolls out, and it's an option play. He's flipped it out, and the Firebirds have read that well, and he tackled him for a 2-yard loss. Wildcats keeping the same formation. Quarterback drops back to pass. He's got pressure coming from the right. He throws it out and is picked off by number 97 who's running it. Got the quarterback to beat an alignment, and he gets taken down just around the 7-yard line of the Wildcats. Excellent break on the ball there. Read the pass. Picked it off the head. Ball just hung in the air a little bit too long, and easy interception down to about the 6-yard line.
97 with the interception there. Well read. And when he started breaking down the sideline, I was definitely sure he was break the quarterback. Lucky he was stopped by that running back.
Do you reckon the Wildcats will be able to hold the Firebirds here?
I don't think so. I think it'll be a quick, easy score, possibly on the ground.
Okay, so they run it up the gut, and he's stopped by the nose tackle. Oh no, he breaks a couple of tackles and gets really close to the goal line, about 2 yards out. excellent drive there by the runner.
Great.
He really did not want to go down there. He wanted the touchdown. He smelt the end zone, and he just wanted to go in.
Ali's milk is in the fridge downstairs.
So Firebirds continue with the same formation. So fullback dive, oh no. Fake fullback dive, he's run up to the halfbacks, fooled the defense, and he's just gone straight up the middle for a touchdown.
Number 20 touchdown there. Look to see a PAT attempt straight after.
Nice use of the fake there. And it looks like they'll be going just for the extra point again. And let's see if they make it. Snaps good, hold good, and it's blocked. It's blocked by the Wildcats. See if they can run it back for 2 points. Oh no. Excellent chase there by the kicker, who manages to chase him down, but good work there by the Wildcats. Getting good pressure up the middle to block the kick.
Great block there. Let's hope that the Wildcats on their next series can not turn the ball over and try to make up some extra points. Score is currently 13-0.
Firebirds leading. So we'll see if the Firebirds decide to kick it deep this time, or if the squib kick is part of their game plan. What do you reckon the Wildcats can do on offense to try and beat the Firebirds defense?
I reckon they need to keep running the ball. The Firebirds are sitting back. They're in a conventional 4-3 defense, so got a lot of linebackers, but as long as their offensive linesmen meet up with the blocks, they execute effectively, they should get some yards on the ground.
Okay, we'll see if they do just that. And the Firebirds ready to kick off. And it's deep down the middle, so number 91 returns it. Not the designated returner, but let's see how it goes. Didn't get a whole lot of running room, but manages to make 20 yards after the catch and bring it up to about the 31-yard line. So the Wildcats lining up with the same formation. Quarterback drops back to pass, gets pressured immediately and taken down by number 6, who just blitzed from the outside, did not get picked up by the offensive tackle and just brought down.
That's why you bring all those guys. If you see all those men in the box, the offensive linesman can't. You just bring everybody and you hope to get the quarterback. If they get a short pass off, maybe they'll get some yards. On that, they just had no time, and he went down for the sack.
So Wildcats continue with the same formation. And they hand it off to the running back, and he's stopped immediately, just met in the backfield. Just quick pressure up the middle and hit like it immediately after he got the ball and tackled around the 14-yard line.
The Firebirds are bringing that blitz, and it's just completely stuffing the Wildcats at this moment. I think they're hoping for a short pass so their CBs can get another pick, but they're just having no time to set up. The quarterback is hit the second he gets the ball, or the running back is hit. Just no time for the play to develop.
So it'll be interesting to see if they go for it here or if they just try and gain a couple of yards and then to get better field position for the punt. Firebirds bring pressure again and just again instantly meet the ball carrier. It's only about a 1-yard gain. And we'll look for the Wildcats to punt here on 3rd and very long.
They just got nothing going there. They just got completely decimated by the blitz. They tried a couple of pass attempts, and the quarterback was just knocked straight back. I did say that they might have a chance on the running game. The linebackers are executing efficiently, and they're taking care of all the blockers, and that just leaves the running back in the backfield, tackled for a loss.
And as predicted, the Wildcats are lining up to punt. Snap is a bit high, but caught easy. Decent punt in the air. Looks caught easily by the returner. He's going to bring it back. He's got a couple of blocking lanes. He's got 10 yards. He's got 15. He's got another tackle. He's got a lane down the sideline. He's going down the sideline, and he's brought down around the 15. Huge return there by the Firebirds. Another excellent blocking by their special teams unit.
Flag on the field. We'll see what this penalty is for. It looked like a good play, so I'm not too sure. Number 25 with that big return. Lovely punt, but it's just can you do when your special teams just can't tackle the man. He finds his blocking lanes and he's off.
And it looks like the flag was for unnecessary roughness by the kicking team. They just tackled him after he'd gone out of bounds, so that's half the distance to the goal, and Firebirds get it from the 7.5-yard line, keeping with the same formation. And they hand off to the halfback again, another good lane to run through, and he's keeping on powering, and he's into the end zone. Good drive there by the running back, and it's another touchdown for the Firebirds, just taking a dominating lead early in this game.
When you're in that situation, you really need to not give up any penalties. He was already out of bounds. He didn't need to be hit, and what do you get when you do that? Touchdown straight away. We're going to look for an extra PAT right here, and that'll probably put it up to 20-0.
Yeah, the Wildcats haven't been able to get anything going on either side of the ball here, and the Wildcats are looking very strong early on.
They have blocked a kick, though. That's pretty impressive.
So, snap's good, kick's good, and it is good. That's 20-0 to the Firebirds, leading the Wildcats.
Off by a gnat's hair on that one. I thought it was going to be another block. At this point, it looks like that might be the only points they score if they can block one of those kicks and take it all the way back. But let's hope for better things and maybe a better second quarter.
So I'm heading into the Wildcats' possession. Do you think they'll change anything up to gain yards, or do you reckon the Firebirds' defense will continue to stop them from getting anything positive going on offense?
At the moment, there's not much they can do unless they can pick up all the linebackers. They just can bring in everybody. It looks to be about 7 men in the box every play. Unless they can take up those initial blocks, they're not going to get much going, either in the ground or the air. Maybe they might look to run that option again and just try to fool everybody on the quarterback run and just try to run it to the outside, just try to get some space. Kick is off, number 19 to receive. 91 gets the ball. Tackled around the 25, but he pushes forward to about the 30.
Very strong through the tackle there, just monstered one of the Firebirds players there, but still managed to get brought down by a couple of other people tackling him at the same time. There's a very big difference between the blocking the Firebirds receivers are receiving compared to the Wildcats.
The Wildcats just need to know who they need to block, when they need to block them. They need to create some lanes for their running back. They need to give some time to their quarterback. If they don't give them that, it's just going to be hell all day.
Wildcats drop back to pass, and it's a short pass out to the right to the running back who's got room, and he powers forward for about 8 yards there. Good play there by the Wildcats. Managed to pick up some yards. Good use of it was almost a screenplay there. They let lots of pressure get through the quarterback and then dumped it out wide for a huge passing game.
Looks like one of their fullbacks is down. While blocking, he must have been hurt or something. It was good blocking on that play, and we finally started to see some of the effectiveness they needed from their blocking, and a good gain of yards there. Let's hope they can keep it up.
Yeah, so the number 73 was injured on the play. He's limping off, mostly under his own volition, which is always good to see. I don't want to see him carried off or anything, so hopefully the injury is not too serious. And we'll see if the Wildcats can make the first down. What play do you reckon they'll go to try and get this?
I definitely think they're going to run it on this one. You got about a yard, maybe 2 yards left. Even if they can get the smallest push, their running back can power through. We've seen that he's got a bit of strength behind him. He could probably take it over that first yard marker.
Okay then, so Wildcats continuing. Same formation. See how they go. Firebirds have 8 people in the box, so expect heavy pressure. And they blitz 7, and they've run it to the outside. And he's broken the first tackle, and he's away, and that's a solid 10-yard gain there by the Wildcats runner. Excellent call there by the Wildcats. They saw the inside pressure coming, ran it to the outside. The edge defender had contained, but just couldn't make the tackle, leading to a Wildcats first down.
When you bring that many people, you're supposed to stop them in the backfield, like they've been doing the rest of the game. And it just gets past that first initial pressure. There's only a cornerback to beat, annihilates him, and just keeps going. It's a good play there by the Wildcats.
And the quarterback drops back to pass. Doesn't see many receivers open. Getting pressured, panicking. Goes to throw it away. It'll be interesting. Did not look as if he got out of the pocket, and a flag has been thrown. It looks like that's going to be intentional grounding there. He saw the rush coming. None of his receivers were open, and then looked like he panicked a little bit and just got rid of the ball. But unfortunately, that's a flag, so intentional grounding. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 from the looks of it.
It's a shame when stuff like that happens. They had a good series going. They had that pass and then the run, but you just need to be a bit more conscious. They didn't have that much of a blitz, and you hate to see things like that happen.
Yep, my apologies. It's actually going to be 2nd and 32. That's a very bad penalty to take. Handoff up the middle, a little bit of a gain for about 4 yards, so decent blocking on that play. They managed to get some yards going, but because of that penalty, they're still very far back and they're down.
In that situation, you don't need to be running a fullback dive. They need to make some yards, otherwise they're just going to have to punt it again. Looks like the fullback got injured on the play. It was just a bit of a messy play call there.
Yeah, they decided to run it up the gut into an 8-man box. And I mean, the 4 yards was pretty good considering that, but they probably need to look to the air on that play to try and get back the yards they lost on the penalty.
Nobody likes a 3rd and 28 unless you've got a great running back or a great receiver, and I think the Wildcats might be lacking that at this exact moment. They might need to look to the air on this 3rd down, but otherwise I think they might go for the conservative punt.
And number 43 is also able to walk off, but it looks like he's holding his arm, so possibly injured. Hard to tell how serious that injury is, but it looks like he's holding his arm, so interesting to see if he comes back. And it looks like it's 3rd and 28 for the Wildcats, who they've mixed up their formation now, going back to an ISO with the same receivers and tight end set. And it's a QB sneak, and he's gotten about 3 yards there. So Wildcats obviously decided not to go for it on this play. They just want to get a little bit more yards to make the punt a little closer and a little bit easier for the punter.
They're just trying to go conservative there. You've watched 2 of their players go down early in this game, and they don't know what they're running with their offense. They just want to try and get some yards, put some distance in so that the punt will be a good one, try to pin the Firebirds back and get it ball back on their side of the field.
So about 4th and 25 at the moment. Punt's good. Oh, then there's a... Oh, no. Almost looked like a fake punt there. Not a lot of distance. Pretty weird there. It looks like the punter got spooked by the pressure a little bit. Sprinted out wide, and it only managed to get 16 yards on the punt. But the Wildcats' running game looked a lot better on that drive. It's just unfortunate when they went to the pass, they took a huge penalty. You can't be taking those penalties. You're a quarterback. You got to get outside the box before you throw the ball away.
Yeah, it's a real shame. A couple of bad penalties by the Wildcats in this first quarter. Let's hope that they can tighten themselves up, play a bit more conservatively, try not to get those easy penalties, and just hold the ball and try to get it back.
Okay, Firebirds continue with their free receiver set. He's dropping back to pass. He's got a man. Didn't gain much separation from the cornerback. Quarterback tried to throw it to his advantage, but he just couldn't make the catch, so incomplete pass, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Didn't really throw it to his advantage, more to the grass. We all wish we could have that 12th man in the box, the field, but there's not much you can do there. A bit of an underthrown pass, and just on a route that was well covered. It just wasn't going to work out that way.
Let's see if the Firebirds drop. And they hand off to the running back, who gets stopped by his own offensive linesman there for a bit. Good work there by the Wildcats, getting a little bit of pressure on the outside, forcing him through the middle where the linebackers clean him up for a 2-yard gain.
You need to tackle more than the feet on that play. He was stopped in the backfield by one of the Wildcats, but all he had was his foot. He easily reefed that out, made the loss into a 2-yard gain there.
So that brings up 3rd and 9. See, look for the Firebirds to go for the air on this play. So he drops back to pass. He's got a man open out wide on the left-hand side. Number 23 is open, and it's a massive gain through the air there. The Wildcats don't look comfortable when the Firebirds quarterback gets a lot of time in the pocket.
Pass rush almost got there, but the blocking has just been tremendous by the Firebirds. He sits back in the pocket, waits for his man to get open. There's number 23 on the sideline. Already scored a touchdown today, and he's looking perfectly fine. The other quarterback's looking a bit skittish, and here's our man, number 13, just sitting back there, fine.
So hand off to the fullback, who gets met immediately but manages to power forward a little bit for what looks to be a 2-yard gain. What do you reckon the Wildcats can do on those passing plays to be able to stop them?
I don't know, maybe get deep and try to stop them before they run and get the yak. It's just crazy. They've been getting too much separation from the cornerbacks, except on that one play. Cornerbacks have either been running press or have been really shallow. They need to get behind the receivers, not try to make big plays, but try to be a bit more conservative, stop them from getting in the end zone. Doesn't matter if they get plays. Passes away, number 13, and it's a touchdown. Number 19 gets the touchdown on that long pass.
Yeah, and that's just another example of what we're talking about. The cornerback's manning up. He lets the receiver get in behind him. Quarterback gets a lot of time in the pocket, throws the ball. The cornerback does not look back towards the ball. Receiver does, gets in position, makes an excellent diving catch for the touchdown. It might be wise for the Wildcats to maybe bring in more safety help over the top, because their cornerbacks appear to be getting beat on a regular basis over the top. Firebirds going for the extra point. Snap's good, hole's good, and kick is good. That brings the score up to 27-0. Firebirds leading over the Wildcats. Okay, so do you reckon the Wildcats should just continue with the ground game on offense to try and get some yards, seeing as their passing game not looked too good this game, and their last pass resulted in a huge penalty for them, costing them the drive?
Wildcats just need to get some composure, get something into motion. whenever they're running the ball, they're either running it for 3-4 yard clips or a loss. They just need to get their blocking solidified. They need to just run with a bit of compassion and a bit of... I just need to be a bit more consistent with it. They need to avoid the pass at the moment. It's just not working for them. Let's hope they can run it out the ball. It's only first quarter, so they've got a bit of time left on them. And the kick's away. Number 19 to field the kick. Cuts back to the other side. Number 45 to make the tackle. And he's pushed out of bounds by number 3 at about the 36-yard line.
So a good job on the return there by number 19. Again, he had about 4 Firebirds staring at him from one side of the field, tries to reverse the field, but again, there's another guy waiting over there, makes him bounce it out even further, manages to get to the 35-yard line, but just too many Firebirds beat that block for him to be able to break any sort of big return there.
Wildcats blockers just aren't executing at the moment. It's a bit crazy. They haven't been able to sustain many blocks, and it's just hurting the Firebirds at the moment. Sorry, the Wildcats at the moment. If they could just hold one of the blocks, one of their running backs could probably easily clip out a couple of yards, as the Firebirds, cornerbacks and safeties are quite small, and I don't reckon they can tackle that running back, as we saw before earlier.
Okay, so let's see how this goes for the Wildcats. It's the end of the first quarter, and now we're starting the second quarter. We'll see if going the different way can help the Wildcats out here.
Hopefully there's a downhill slope for them.
So they line back in a kind of weird formation with 2 split backs, but one's a bit deeper than the other. So they drop back to pass. 84's open on the slant. Decent pass in the end. I mean, it didn't give him much room to run onto, but definitely a catchable pass there. You'd expect for number 84 to make those catches.
I think he was expecting it to be passed in front of him. He had to reach up behind his back. It did get cleanly in his hands. I don't understand why he didn't catch the ball. There was a safety behind him who was probably ready for the hit, but you just got to catch that ball. Your team's not making yards. You just need to give him that extra hand. You don't need to drop the ball in that situation.
Okay, let's see what the Wildcats turn to on 2nd and 10. So they drop back to pass again. Not much open downfield. Quarterback's pressured and flushed. He's not looking downfield anymore, just scrambling, and he manages to pick up around about 4 to 5 yards. Good run there by the quarterback. Turned what would have been a loss into a 5-yard gain. Good work.
This quarterback isn't known as a scrambler. Haven't seen him run much this game or many other games, but when you get that pressure in the pocket, sometimes you just need to take off and try to get some yards with your feet. Nothing was open, and he just took off.
So this is one of the best chances this game for the Wildcats to convert a 3rd down. They're 3rd and 5. They're not down like too far away, so going back to the ISO. So we'll see if they run a halfback dive up the middle to try and pick up these yards. There's a stack box for the Firebirds though with 8 people in it, so hand off to the running back. Decent 3-yard gain. The linebackers did a good job there, just limiting it to a 3-yard gain.
He looked for a hole on the right side. There was no blocking there. I was just expecting, somebody to block for him, but good job on the Firebirds. They brought 3 on the blitz, and he was just stuffed. I'm surprised he got a couple of yards. Let's see if they'll go for it. It looks like probably they are going for it. Let's see if they can pick this up.
So same formation, and it looks like they're going for the same play. And that was a very weird play. It was like a fake to the fullback who just stopped and didn't try and block through the hole for the running back. The linebackers met him at the line of scrimmage, and it's a turnover on downs for the Wildcats. What do you think about that? Do you reckon the fullback should have went through the hole for the block there?
I've been saying this all game so far. You just need a block. It doesn't matter if you're at the center, the guard, the tackle, the fullback. Nobody is blocking on their play. They don't know the linesman. They just don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because of the injury to one of their other fullbacks, but they just haven't been aware of what they need to block so that they can create a play, so their running backs can have space, their quarterback can have time. They just need more time, better blocking.
Okay, the Firebirds have now split to 4 wide with 1 back. So it looks like they're going to up the passing game here. Wildcats bring in 5 people. Don't get much pressure. Number 19 open over the middle, breaks a couple of tackles and makes 15 yards. Excellent work after the catch there by number 19. And again, a good passing play by the Firebirds.
Their pass blocking solid. They're letting the D-line come through, but they're not letting them get to that quarterback. That's the most important point. Quarterback's been able to sit in there, he's been able to see the D-line coming and knowing that they can't get to him. And that's why he's getting those big plays in the air. So we got 4 split wide, 1 in the backfield. Hand off to the running back, goes left side.
Yeah, big gain there by the running back. The defense didn't look like it was expecting a run there. Just a massive lane for the running back to run through. And 9-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 1.
Firebirds are just making yards every play they're making. They're running efficiently. They're getting through the air well. Already scored 2 touchdowns through the air. I don't know what they're going to sit on, but they're just winning this game all the way through.
Okay, it's another halfback run, another huge lane. He managed to fend off 11, but then number 5 comes through to clean up the tackle, but it's after the first down. Good 6-yard run there by the Firebirds, bringing up another 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line of the Wildcats. It's interesting to see that these runs are working, seeing as it looks like the Wildcats have started to stack the box. What do you reckon about that?
Every time they're bringing about 4, 5, 6 men, they're bringing pressure, but they're still not getting to that running back, still not getting to that quarterback. Oh, caught on the 3-yard line by number 19, who drops down to his knees and is tackled.
Number 19 starting to have a monster game here. Got a touchdown on the last drive. It's just got two passes in a row as well. Getting lots of separation on what looks to be a bit of a skinny post play.
Number 13 just has some trust with his receivers. He knows where they're going to be, when they're going to be. He knows that they're going to get open against these cornerbacks, and he's having a monster day. He's already racking up the yards. He's having a good game.
So Firebirds drop back to pass for the touchdown. And it's just overthrown. The receiver got his fingertips to it, but just couldn't bring it in. Bringing up 2nd and goal.
That's the pressure you need. Quarterback was forced to roll out of the pocket, couldn't set his feet, and the pass was just a bit high for the receiver. The Wildcats are finally getting the pass rush they need, and it's working.
Firebirds continue with the 4-wide set. He drops back to pass again. Looks like there was a bit of a mix-up in coverage there. Number 12 got wide open in the end zone. Wildcats defender scrambled to get to him, but just too late. It's a touchdown for the Firebirds again.
That's 3 passing touchdowns in this first half. 1 to 23. We've got 1 to 12. You know, the quarterback's spreading the ball around. He's got the deep target of 23, but they don't need him. Anybody could be a star in this game for the Firebirds. Who's the other guy?
Firebirds going for the extra point again. He kicks up, and the kick is good. So the Firebirds extra point after that early blunder at the block kick has gone back on track, and the score is now, I believe, 34-0 to the Firebirds. So the Firebirds just dominating this game at the moment. It's 34-0. It's only just near the start of the second quarter. Let's see if the Wildcats can get anything going on offense. So it's a deep, high kick out the middle. Good kick there. 19's back to return. Looks like he's got some running room this time. Manages to get to the edge and he's running down. Number 3 makes a good tackle there. Holding his position, but an excellent return there by 19. Bringing it up to about the 46-yard line. Finally, the Wildcats get a good return on the kick. So it looks like the Wildcats are going back to their split back formation from under shotgun. And the Firebirds continue to have 8 men in the box. Looks like he drops back to pass. There's a bit of a flat route there, but it's read easily by number 88 and picked off. It's a bit of an inadvisable throw there by the Wildcats quarterback. Number 88 read that the whole way. Running back was covered out of the backfield and just picked off. There was a flag down for illegal procedure on the offense, but that penalty is declined by the Firebirds and the interception stands. That's just exactly what the Wildcats did not need. The Wildcats defense must be getting tired. They've been on the field a lot, and it's showing with the score. They're consistently getting beaten. A bit of the mix-ups with the Wildcats there, or Firebirds I mean, sorry. With one man running towards the huddle and then getting called back, but looks like they sorted it out. And continue with the 4-wide set, so I think we'll continue to see the passing game from the Firebirds. Quarterback drops back to pass. Passes it to number 28, who runs a short little hitch. Manages to pick up about 5 yards. And again, the Wildcats just can't manage to stop the Firebirds passing game. They've started to get a little pressure, but the receivers are just dominating the Wildcats cornerbacks at the moment. So there's not much help on the outsides on this play. Let's see if he goes to number 19 deep. And he decides to run it instead. Huge gain there for number 20. He manages to break 2 tackles, breaks a third, breaks a fourth, almost breaks a fifth. Excellent run there by number 20. Had a huge running lane and then just kept on running through tackles for about a 15-yard gain. And it looks like this is going to be an extremely long day for the Wildcats. They just can't manage to stop the Firebirds on offense at all. Firebirds continue with this same plays. And it looks like it's an end around to number 20. Got a lot of room, losing like the Wildcats were expecting that. He looks like he's breaking it into the end zone, and it looks like he was just short. Just short, tackled down by the 1-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. It's thrown immediately, so we'll see what that's for. Possibly illegal formation.
Yeah, it looked like an illegal motion. The tight end on that was real jumpy, which is a shame because that was a good run. Nice end around. And I was surprised he didn't break that all the way to the end zone. I think he got pushed out on about 1. And now their team's looking backwards.
Yeah, completely caught the Wildcats by surprise there. a huge lane to run through, just got tackled short. But again, you don't want penalties like that. They take back big plays. So interesting to see number 20 is out wide now instead of at running back. So done a handoff again. Excellent pressure by the Wildcats. Managed to trip him up in the backfield for about a 1 yard loss. Good work by the Wildcats there. Finally getting some pressure up the middle. Bringing up 2nd and 16.
Looked like they were trying to run a draw play there, but when you're bringing all those men, you can't fool the big guys when they're right in your face. They'll see who gets the ball. Either way, if the quarterback had held on to it, he would have been tackled. Running back gets it, and it's a loss there.
Quarterback drops back to pass. Number 19's open on the left-hand side, but good pressure by the Wildcats defensive player. Quarterback manages to slip past the first attempt, but then he manages to dive at the quarterback's legs and bring him down for a sack. Good work there by the Wildcats. Got just enough pressure to make the Firebird not feel confident in passing the ball, and that brings up about 3rd and 18.
Now the pass rush is hotting up. This might make it a little easier for their cornerbacks to cover. It's going to start some erratic passes. As long as that quarterback starts feeling the pressure, he's going to have a long day. And let's hope these defensive linemen can stay nice and tight and put a bit of fear into him. Drops back to pass. And it's off the mark. It looked like 88 was a little off on his route there, but that's what happens when you bring a bit of pass rush. Not enough time to set up in the pocket, and it's just off.
Yeah, rare mistake there by the Firebirds. Looks like the quarterback was predicting number 88 to run a little bit deeper, and he ran a little bit shallow, and the quarterback's overthrown him. It's be interesting to see if the Firebirds go for this or if they just punt it from the 30-yard line.
Well, in this league, you do have to risk it to get the biscuit. It's only 15 yards. I think it might be out of their field goal range, but do you punt it when you're this close? I don't think so. They're going to have to throw the ball, pick it up through the air.
And they are going for it, dropping back to pass. They got good pressure on the quarterback. He throws it to number 18, who's wide open by the sideline there. But the Wildcats floated the ball and managed to tackle him short of the first down. So it looks like it's a turnover on downs.
And another Wildcat.
And it almost looked like a Wildcat dislocated his shoulder and just popped it back in on the ground there, but hard to tell.
You got to play tough. If you can keep running, you can keep playing football. It comes back to that old Lombardi mentality. If you're still alive, you can still be on the field. The Wildcats have been starting to bring that pressure. It's starting to rush the quarterback. Tried to scramble there for a bit, and I don't think he could have gotten out to the open. At least he was able to check down. No first down on that one, but let's look to see the Wildcats pass rush keep being a factor in this game.
And the Firebirds have called a timeout here. Looks like they called a timeout because they only had 10 men on the field there. Good awareness by the coaches to realize this and call a timeout before the play was called. So the Wildcats have some success on the outside running game, but that was on one drive and they've gone away from it ever since. So it'll be interesting to see if they go back to that. What do you reckon?
I'd like to see that screen pass come back in. I'm not too sure if they'll bring it back in without the necessary men, but it's a wait-and-see game. It's only the first half, and hopefully the Wildcats will score some points before the game is done.
Okay, keeping with the split back formation with 2 wide and 1 tight end. And quarterback drops back to pass. Pressure from the outside. He's overthrown it just a little bit. Number 30 can't bring that in. Good flow of the ball. Number 30 and number 86 of the Firebirds there to break up the play. Incomplete, and that's 2nd and 10. And they did bring the screenplay back last drive. It ended up in an interception. So Probably a poor choice by the quarterback on that throw, though. The outside end just read the play.
Yeah, if the outside end is watching that play, you're probably best not to throw it. Sorry, I missed that play. But I like to see their short passing game. It's good for the Yak. Their DBs are sitting back a bit far. I don't think they're going to be expecting much of it. And it's going to be a run up the gut for a loss.
Yeah, the Firebirds just continue to bring so much pressure up the middle. It's hard to see why they continue to try and run it up the middle. They're not getting much success there at all. Firebirds are stacking that box every play, and that's a 2-yard loss, bringing up 3rd and 12. Their passing game hasn't gotten off at all, so it'll be interesting to see if they go for a pass here or they just try and run it for the first down. Keeping with the same formation. Firebirds looking to bring heavy pressure. And they bring 6, and it's just wrapped up immediately. Looks to be almost a safety, but just tackled. Must have been on the 1-yard line as he got tackled. Just heavy pressure there. They hand it off, but just met immediately. But huge loss on that play. 8-yard loss, bringing up about 4th and 19.
Firebirds are stacking the box pretty much every play, and every run at the gut that they've tried is just not working. The center and guards are not getting effective blocking, not picking up those linebackers. It's giving the quarterback no time, and it's hitting the running back almost every play. They're going to go from a punt here right on the 1-yard line. Hopefully it's not blocked or it'll be a safety.
And yeah, it's an excellent blocking opportunity for the Firebirds, but good work by the Wildcats. A pretty big punt there, about 45 yards through the air, but huge lanes for the returner. Number 25 down the sideline. It's a massive return, breaks a couple of tackles, still going, powering through, and tackled around the 8-yard line. Huge return there. So good protection by the Wildcats there. A pretty reasonable punt, but just no coverage down the field. He manages to bring it almost all the way back.
The question is now, do the Firebirds power it in or go for another passing touchdown? This time it looks like they could go for either and it'd be effective. They're inside the 10. They've got 4 plays. If they don't score on the first 3, they could kick the field goal. This is a multifaceted team that has had lots of training and knows their playbook very well, and they're executing today.
It looks like number 20 is off the field and 25's replaced him at running back. And there's a flag on the play. Early indications are it's against the Firebird. Looks to be a false start. And it is a false start. So that's a 5-yard penalty on the Firebirds. Still 1st and goal, but from around the 13-yard line now.
They're getting a bit antsy there. They really want to go in, but just wait until... You need your players to play. You need to be there. Don't cost your team a penalty when you're in the red zone. It's just not going to help you. Just settle down a bit, fella.
And it looks like Firebirds switched around their personnel a bit. 12 was quarterback on the last drive, and now 13's back in at quarterback. And 12 gets the end around on this play. Not much going there, though. Good contain there by the Wildcats. Didn't fall for it. Managed to tackle him for a 1-yard loss. Nice read there.
Now, we haven't seen much of that. Wildcats have been burnt around the outside a couple of times today, and they actually had good contain. The DNs were sitting a bit far out and just got him. They got his man, didn't have time to set up, didn't have time to get up to full speed, and didn't get around to the outside.
Firebirds continuing, same formation. Drops back to pass. Gets pressured immediately. Excellent pressure there by the Wildcats. Incomplete pass. And good stand by the Wildcats. Looks like their defense is starting to improve.
Solid bull rush by the DTs. The second they got off the snap, they had it well timed. Pushed the centers back.
2 minutes left.
And now that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Firebirds have 2 minutes left and two plays to get it into the end zone.
So much improved by the Wildcats defense on this. In this quarter, they've managed to only give up 7 points, which is pretty good considering they gave up 27 in the first half. So they've improved. Firebirds drop back to pass, gets pressure. Number 19 though open in the end zone, but good work by number 19 of the Wildcats. Manages to recover quickly, good recovery there, and breaks up the pass.
It's good to see as the Wildcats bench is getting fired up. They're trying to get themselves into the game, trying to stir up their team, get them ready to fight. And I think that helped on the play. The quarterback was a bit distracted, a little off mark, maybe threw it a little late, and 19 just drops it. I don't know if he was expecting to get hit. He hasn't expected a corner around him for most of the day. He just wasn't ready.
I don't know, it looked like the Wildcats corner got a bit of a piece of that, heading back towards the ball. Thirteen drops back to pass on 4th down. He throws it deep, it comes out a bit wobbly, but broken up there by the Wildcats player. Good coverage there. Looks like they've gone for a corner out into the end zone, but good coverage by Wildcat. Perhaps a bit fortunate to not get called for pass interference as he didn't look around for the ball, but got his hand between the player and the ball and broke it up. Turnover on downs.
Looked like it rolled off the back of the quarterback's fingers there. It didn't look like a clean delivery. The pass just, with the interior pass rush, it's just getting to him. He's seeing the DTs come right up in his face, having to rely on the running backs to block him. This is a little guy trying to block somebody twice his size, so it's crazy to think that he is going to be able to maintain the protection against it.
Okay, it looks like Wildcats have gone to 3 in the backfield now. And it's a pitch out right, and the Firebirds are all over it, but he's broken a couple of tackles. Managed to turn what is a certain loss into about a 2-yard gain. And an illegal formation's being called against the offense. Looks like they had 12 men on the field last play. So they get a decent 2-yard gain and they just get brought back another 5 yards. And the Wildcats have 12 men on the field at the moment. And it looks like they've realized this and they're going to be penalized for 12 men in the huddle.
How do you not pick up on this one? You look around, anybody can make that count, the coaches, the players. It's just an unnecessary penalty. You send one of the blokes off, get one of the big fellas to go have a sit down, have one of your running backs get warming up on the sideline. You don't need that many people in the huddle, don't need that many people in the field, because it's just going to cost you another penalty.
And the Wildcats are now heaps far behind in their downs, facing a 1st and 20. But let's see if this new formation gets their running game going. And it looks like it's a pitch to the outside. Didn't get much blocking help there. Number 97 of Firebirds just rushes through, hits him in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Just didn't have enough blockers out wide to cover the Firebirds players.
Firebirds are getting good contained, keeping an eye on that pitch, much as they did with the screen pass. They just are stuffing the run up the middle and having people sitting in those flats to make sure that they don't get a run or a screen pass. I don't know what the Wildcats are going to have to do. Maybe throw a seam up the middle. Their safety's playing down.
It's now a split back from under center formation, and they go for a halfback dive, but it just met almost as soon as he had the ball. That looks to be a 1-yard loss. And another Wildcats player is down on the field. So not looking good for the Wildcats here.
All their players are getting beaten up, bruised, battered. they just need some time. They've got fewer players than the Firebirds. They've got nobody to bring in, rest them. And now that the Firebirds are leaving the field, I have a feeling that it's the end of the first half.
Yeah, it looks like they've called it, and that's half time. Score is the Firebirds 34 and the Wildcats nothing.
We hope to see the Wildcats coming back onto the field. A lot of them are bruised, battered. We've seen men limping off the field. Good on them for staying out there, though. They're trying their best. They're doing their hardest. But it can't be an easy game for them. They're versing a team that's nearly double their size, has twice their experience, and are just beating them in every facet of the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they come back out onto the field, actually. The Firebirds did verse another team that forfeited in the Tuggeranong Tornadoes, who just got too many players injured and just couldn't continue. So the Wildcats looking very beaten up. We'll see if the same thing happens with them. And that's it for the half. We'll come back for the start of the second half. Thanks for listening. My name's Rory, and this is
Jason.
jinx, we only scored 1 touchdown since you arrived.
If they hang on the ball with it too.
Seagull up 27-0 before you got here. Now it's 34-0. That's on you.
I've got to make it fair.
It's on you, Will.
Give the crowd their viewing pleasure.
Not a problem. Where's the issue? Nothing like a little bit of brotherly love.
It's too dark for the sunnies.
I was hoping it'd be sunny today.
Yeah.
It was real nice day yesterday.
And welcome back to the second half between the Firebirds and the Wildcats. The score is currently 34 to the Firebirds, and the Wildcats are on nothing. But the Wildcats receive at the start of the second half. We'll see if they can get anything going on offense and manage to get some points. And the kick's deep to the left, picked up by number 91. Good catch on the fly there. And he's running forward, bulldozers over a Firebirds player for a solid 15-yard return up to the 36-yard line. So looks like early on the Wildcats have some confusion about what they're doing on offense with late linesman running out of huddle and another guy running out of huddle late as well. You would think they would have gotten their first couple of plays sorted over halftime. Looks like they've decided to go free in the backfield for the rest of the game, continue with that formation now. And the quarterback rolls out. It looks like it's an option play, but he just runs at the option. Kind of a weird play there. Doesn't look like the play they've run a lot, because looked to be a bit of confusion as he just ran at the option guy who was expecting the ball, so he didn't block, and they lose 8 yards on the play. Not off to a very good start in the second half here. So it's about 2nd and 18, and we'll see if the Wildcats have changed their formation up again, going to 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and 1 running back under center. Firebirds linebacker showing heavy blitz. They run it right up the middle. He's managed to beat the first couple of guys, but still only manages to get about 3 yards before getting taken down. They continue with the run up the gut, but it hasn't been very successful for them. It's about 3rd and 15.
They must be expecting it at this point. Almost every play, the linebackers have been blitzing up the gut, and almost every play they've been stopped for either a 1 or 2 yard gain or a 1 or 2 yard loss. You need to start running it to the outside. There's not as much pressure out there. They've maybe got 1 outside linebacker covering there, and the safety's dropped back deep. They could probably get some more runs on the outside. Drop back to pass, and it's picked off by number 36.
And just as we're talking about the linebackers blitzing on every play, one of them drops back into coverage, gets underneath the route, manages to pick it off. But it looks like the flag, early indications are it's against the Firebirds, and their defense is staying on, so we'll see what's called. And it's being called pass interference on the defense, so didn't look like the guy who picked it off pass interfered, but it must have been the cornerback behind him, stopped the receiver from coming back towards the ball. And that's a lucky break for the Wildcats, giving them their 2nd first down of the game. Let's see if they can carry this momentum forward. And now they continue with the 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set. Fakes the handoff, passes it to number 5, but manages to throw it straight to the cornerback, trailing him. Not a very good pass there by the Wildcats, and they've turned it over yet again. Firebirds have it on the Wildcats' 45-yard line.
You get a free play like that, another chance to make some yards at first down, which they've only had 1 more first down this whole game, and they turn it over. They get another interception. It's just insane, just with the pass rush, the rush up the middle by the Firebirds. The quarterback has no time to set up and no time to find his receivers.
Bit of confusion there with the Wildcats defense, but Firebirds drop back to pass. Looks like number 12's beating his man deep. His opposing number 12 got caught ball watching there, and 12's run it a fair bit down the sideline for a solid 25-yard pass, 30-yard pass.
They've really been working that 12-13 combination there. That's Julian. He's the backup quarterback and starting wide receiver there for the Firebirds. Firebirds moving deep into Wildcat territory after that one.
Yeah, too often the Wildcat cornerbacks are just gotten caught ball watching. Then he turned around, saw the ball, and just stopped running, and 12 just got in behind him too easily. And it looks like timeout for the Firebirds there. Not sure what it's for, but maybe they just want to make sure they score on this play. So Cheetah's joined us in the box, and he's got some insights on some of the plays for the teams.
Yeah, expect to see big things from number 20 on this play. They have been moving the ball through the air, the Firebirds, but they've got a strong running back in the backfield, number 20, referred to as B1 for the Firebirds. That's his nickname. B2 for the Firebirds is number 59, Brent. Both, little bit of history for you, both members of the Firebirds been called Brent, so they're called B1 and B2.
That's very interesting. And yeah, number 20 has been running very strong for the game. Broken lots of tackles. We'll see if they go for that. Oh no, they drop back to pass. Looks like they did a crossing route on the right-hand side, but good coverage there by the Wildcats. Managed to tackle the receiver immediately, and it's only a 9-yard game. It's one of the few times in the game where the Wildcats cornerbacks have maintained tight coverage on the receiver. So we'll look to see if the Firebirds punch it in here or they go for another short quick pass. Looks like Wildcats are going to bring 6, and they do. Running back picks up the block, and number 85 is open in the end zone. But there is a flag down. We'll see what that's for. Otherwise, he just split the coverage there, got right in between 2 defenders, and easy touchdown. But no, there's a penalty against the Firebirds now. One of their blockers went wandering about, went too far downfield, and that's illegal, so that brings him back 10 yards. No, 5 yards, sorry. That's it's negated touchdown. Sure, number 85 is not too happy about that. See if the Wildcats can capitalize on the second chance they've gotten here. Looks like they're bringing at least 5. Bit of a mix-up with the Firebirds. Not having enough men on the line. Looks like they're getting it sorted out. And there's a big rush from the outside, but the running back's fast enough to dodge it. 66, done a reasonably good job, but it looks like it might get called a horse collar. We'll see. 15. So that was a personal foul. It wasn't actually for a horse collar. It was actually for a face mark on number 55 of the Wildcats. And there was a good job by the Wildcats defense there, but the penalties hurt them quite a bit. That's half the distance to the goal and a new set of downs for the Firebirds. And ACT Gridiron used to have a mercy rule, but they've taken that out recently, so it's no longer when a team gets to 42 points they win the game automatically. 13 throws it deep over the middle, and it's a touchdown. It's an exact carbon copy of the play 85 scored a touchdown on before. Just gets in between the safety and the cornerback, and it's an easy touchdown on the post.
That reception was to the max. Back to our juniors day, we had a receiver who would help us out, 85 max, and that reception was to max for a touchdown.
Okay, let's see if the Firebirds get the extra point. They go for it. Decent pressure by the Wildcats, but it's good again. So Firebirds have been one of the few teams in the competition to actually kick extra points, and certainly the only one I've watched this being able to do it consistently.
Expect to see big things by the Firebirds defence on this. They've been led strongly today by number 52, Jerry Banks, otherwise known as the G-Train. He's been playing very strongly at middle linebacker and flying well to the play.
Yeah, their linebacks have played really well, stuffing almost every run for short gains. Wildcats have had very few positive plays.
Number 23, Ian Lanham, to take the kick-off.
There's a bit of a mix-up with the tee there, but looks like we should be getting underway again soon. And he's lined up from the 40. And the umpire's told him that no, it's got to be from the 35. So let's see if the Wildcats can get a good return here. 23's kicks have been pretty good all day, and the Wildcats blocking on returns hasn't been too great, especially compared to the Firebirds, but let's see if in a new half they can get something better going. And he's squibbed it up the middle, so I said his kicks were being pretty good. And then number 55 gets in and gets it with speed, and then 25 comes through and takes his legs out. Good tackle there, only gets about 10 yards, but it brings him up to about the 40, so reasonable field position for them. So it'll be interesting to see if the Wildcats continue with their 2 tight end, 2 receiver formation with 1 in the backfield, or they go back to their 3 back formation, or they go back to their original formation, which was 2 wide, 1 tight end, and 2 split in the backfield. They've changed it up quite a bit. Nothing much has seemed to be working for them. It looks like they've gone back to their original formation, but they've gone double receivers on one side. And there's a flag down, and it looks to be false start. And no, it wasn't a false start. It was a illegal formation by the Wildcats, having too many men on the field. That's the 3rd time they've been called for this. You'd think by now they would have gotten their numbers sorted. So it looks like they have gone back to their original formation now. 2 receivers, 1 tight end, and 2 split backs. And the snap's over the quarterback's head, and the running back, oh no, and he's fumbled it backwards towards the end zone. That is unfortunate there. Wildcats guy goes to recover, ends up kicking it a further 10 yards back, making an easy recovery for the Firebirds, and they've gotten it around the Wildcats' 3-yard line.
You can expect the Firebirds will just punch this one in with a strong run up the middle to put an extra 6 on the board.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate by the Wildcats. Snapping's been pretty good all day, and just this is a bit of a wild one here, just straight over the quarterback's head. They try to chase it down, and a bit comical as he goes to pick it up, and it fumbles it back a further 10 yards, and yet another turnover by the Firebirds defense. And the Wildcats have called a timeout, but it's interesting to note that the Firebirds have come out in a slightly different formation now. They've gone back to their 3 receiver set with a fullback and a halfback. There's not too much talk going on from the coaches here for the Wildcats, so it looks like called their timeout to give their defense a bit of a rest, as they've been on the field quite a bit due to their offense not being able to hold on to the ball. Yeah, Firebirds back to their 3 receiver set with 1 fullback and a halfback. And it's handed off to halfback number 20, gets the ball. He's got a huge lane there, and he powers into the end zone. almost untouched into the end zone. Takes a bit of a hit at the end, but he was already in by then. And that's another touchdown for the Firebirds. So brings the score to 40-0. Yeah, 40-0, pending the extra point.
Firebirds setting up for the extra point. Wildcats looking to block another one like that great effort. And no good. PAT is up and away.
Just to avoid any confusion there, the PAT was good, and it's actually 41-0 to the Firebirds now over the Wildcats.
Sorry, you just got to root for the underdog in certain periods. The special teams has actually been okay considering, but except for the blocking and the tackling, I'm still really psyched about that blocked kick, and I'm just hoping for another one.
And there's been little to get psyched about for the Wildcats this game, but hopefully that's a bright spot for them. And it looks like they've got to receive yet another kick, and they're getting plenty of opportunities to get a good return. Deep down the middle, number 19 gets the ball around the 10-yard line. Again, the blocking is not that great, but he manages to get to the sideline and he fumbles it out of bounds, but still a decent return there. They had 4 guys just rushing straight through on him, manages to get it at about a 22-yard gain. So decent return there by number 19. So yeah, blocking on those returns has been an issue all game, and it's also been an issue on their offense, been stalling them up quite a bit. Just getting lots of pressure up the middle by the Firebirds, and the Wildcats have tried to run through the middle, it's not working. They've got a bit of success with their outside runs, and their passing game has been largely unsuccessful. I think with more interceptions than completions. The Wildcats line up, they drop back to pass. He's going for a deep pass. Number 19's in good position, but good work there by the defender. Got his head turned around to avoid pass interference and managed to get his arm in the way to break up the pass. This brings up 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
I like to see this. They're being a bit aggressive, throwing it deep. Hopefully they'll connect on the next one, but you need to start making some points, need to start making some yards. They just haven't been progressing through this whole game. And maybe the deep ball is what they need to spark this offense.
Yeah, they just need something to get their yard. But it looks like they've changed up their QB a bit, maybe going for a bit more of a running QB. And they fumbled the snap, and he's dived on it. This time the Wildcats have managed to recover. Decent snap by Sam. The quarterback just started taking off too early, and that's about an 8-yard loss, bringing up 3rd and 18.
That's the problem when you bring a new quarterback in there. The center has to adjust to the snap. He has to get used to snapping it, receiving the snap. It looks to be a running back, so I don't think he's that used to receiving a snap, more receiving a handoff or a pass. Similar, but not exactly the same.
And it looks like they put number 3 out wide for a little bit more speed. And the snap's gone over the head again. 30's gone to throw it deep, and it's almost completed to number 3, but not quite. Good dive-in effort by number 97. Looks like he just got a little bit of that on the pass to break it up. And that's an incomplete, bringing up 4th and 18. It's not sure, but perhaps they've got a new center in there. He may have gotten, the old one may have gotten injured in the first half, which may be the cause of the bad snap.
It doesn't help that they're running this new Wildcat formation with a primarily tight end as now the quarterback. I think they wanted to run it more, but being stuck back on their ends, on their goal line, they've been forced to just throw it deep. I don't think number 3 quarterback had the arm, and So they've had to go to the running QB. Return by number 86, about 15 yards.
Yeah, decent return there, but much better coverage by the Wildcats. Managed to hold that return to only 15 yards. Most of the other returns have gone for much further with much better blocking, so good to see by the Wildcats. And it looks like it is now quarter time. So heading into the fourth quarter now, and the score is 41 to the Firebirds, and the Wildcats are on nothing still. This might be the second week in a row the Wildcats have been held scoreless.
Still going to give them a chance, though. They've got another full quarter to score in. Let's hope that they do, because the last thing we need is for the mercy rule, which comes in at 42 points. The mercy rule is just an accelerated clock for the rest of the time.
So the Firebirds on that play tried to flip it out wide, and they get tackled for a loss. Good work there by the Wildcats defense, and it's only a 1 yard gain. So the Wildcats defense has really improved since that first quarter, but their offense has still not managed to get much going. And the Firebirds go for a handoff up the middle. Number 12 is trying to chase down the running back, but can't. There's just a huge running lane. 20 shows his speed and power here. Takes down a guy after he's got his legs held. An excellent run there by number 20, managing to pick up about 15 yards and a first down.
The Wildcats have a big offensive line, and they're finally starting to heat up. But the problem is with those big fellas, they just can't track down the running back. If they can stop him in the backfield, they might have a chance, but it's hard to keep up with a running back once he gets up to full speed.
Yeah, that's right. Number 20 is a good combination of power and speed at the running back position, and he's had a great game so far. The Firebirds drop back to pass. Good pressure there, but number 19 manages to break it in for about a 4 yard gain. It's a very short route underneath pass, but just managed to get a bit of separation and a 4 yard gain. It's good to see that the Wildcats have started to get a little bit of pressure even on those short passes.
Well, the Firebirds haven't really been throwing deep all game. They've just been throwing those short curl routes, and the receivers have been doing all the work. It's only in the end zone that they try to throw it deep. Looks like the Firebirds are back to pass again. And again, throwing the same route to 19. He just couldn't get there. The pass rush is just getting to that quarterback. He's thrown off target.
Yeah, the throw was just a little bit wide there. Maybe got unbalanced by the pass rush a bit and just threw it about 2 meters off to the side, and number 19 couldn't dive and catch it. And that brings up about 3rd and 6. We'll see if the Firebirds can get this. And again, continuing the formation they started with, 3 wide, fullback, and a halfback. They drop back to pass. Looks like quarterback goes for the pump fake, and then he throws it late, but number 23 is open, breaks a tackle, fumbles it, and the Wildcats recover. Nice work initially by number 23. He manages to catch the pass, break a tackle, and then a good hit by the safety forces the ball free. And the Wildcats have forced their first turnover by a fumble or interception in this game. It's good work by their defense.
Yeah, that was solid effort. As we were talking earlier in the broadcast, their corners were playing a bit too shallow. Now they've got the safety in for a bit of help in covering the out routes. And there we see it. The safety's there to assist with the tackle, forces the fumble, and gets the turnover too. That's what we want.
And now the Wildcats line up in the ISO, my apologies. And halfback gets it, and he gets about a 2 yard gain. Again, their inside runs just, that was a dive to the left, and their inside runs just haven't gotten many yards for the Wildcats this game. So it's interesting that they went to the pass last set of downs, but now this time they've looked like they've gone back to the run and gone back to that ISO formation, which almost exclusively this game has been for inside runs. The Firebirds have continued to stack the box. I mean, 8 people in there, and looks like the Wildcats drop back to pass. He's got number 19 open, and he just underthrows it. Maybe hoping for a little bit more effort from 19 there. I thought he could have dived and made a play on the ball.
We've got a new quarterback in there, not quite familiar with the routes, not quite familiar with the receivers. It's just a little bit underthrown. The receiver probably could have played at it, but there's not much you can do. It was a bad throw, no attempt on the catch. It was just under a lot of pressure, so there's not much the Wildcats could have done in that situation.
And the Wildcats have switched up their formation now, going to the pistol formation with 2 backs. And he's caught the ball, and he's overthrown the receiver. Looked like a very big mix-up there, possibly because of the new quarterback again. He was expecting the receiver to turn upfield, and he just did not.
I'm not too sure why they've put this new quarterback in. The last one seemed to be doing the job all right. Maybe they just needed a quarterback with a bigger arm. I don't know. That hasn't been shown with the short passes that he's tried to throw. They just need somebody with a bit of accuracy at this point. Just try to get the ball to their team members. They're going to be punting now. Number 19 to punt.
And he gets fair time to punt. Punts it end over end. Pretty deep, actually. Very good punt there. Returner's not comfortable to catch it, and he's punted it down near the 13-yard line. A huge punt there.
That was booming. That was an insane punt. A nice booming punt. At least the Wildcats have stuck the Firebirds back in their own territory.
Yeah, almost a 70-yard punt there. That's very good for the Wildcats. We'll see if the defense can capitalize on that excellent punt.
You can say one thing about Australian football players, we know how to punt. This game we've seen a fair few booming punts of about 40, 50 yards. That punt almost reaching from one end zone to another. Let's see if we can get more big punts out of these boys.
Yeah, the Wildcats punt has done a decent job all game. The coverage hasn't been that great, though. And there was one punt in the second half where he got pressured early and only went for about 15 yards, but he had to punt on the run then. But so apart from that, he's had a fairly decent game. And it looks like Firebirds have gone back to their 4-wide formation. And the Wildcats looks to be rushing 5. Oh no, only 4. They drop back into coverage. Number 19 does a stop and go. 12 just drifts away from his man who gets caught ball watching. And good blocks downfield by the receivers, and number 12's away. Let's see if he gets caught, and good chasing down by the Wildcats, but 12's still going, and he's brought down finally by number 3. That was an excellent play by the Firebirds there. The cornerback just lost like sight of where number 12 was, just got completely open, and then excellent blocking by the receivers to take it downfield. And the Firebirds have gone into hurry up mode. And let's see how they go. A bit of a high snap, it well handled. Number 20's away. He's got power, he's got speed, and he's gone, and it's a touchdown. That's a 24-yard run for a touchdown for number 20, and the Firebirds put up some more points.
Both the DNs on that play got into the backfield fast, and neither of them were able to make the play. I think the Wildcats were just caught back, weren't expecting to hurry up, they're expecting a couple of seconds to breathe, and it just went for a long run. Unfortunate for them on this play.
But yeah, it looked like maybe they got caught a little bit by surprise of the hurry up, and they just weren't expecting it. The run just opened up a huge lane, and then he broke a couple of tackles to get into the end zone. Let's see if they can get another extra point. The snap's good, and the kick is blocked again by number 30. He gets through. Nice work there. Manages to block the kick, and that's 2 blocks for the Wildcats.
When you got your quarterback on the field blocking kicks, that's impressive. So far by the Firebirds, we've seen 3 touchdowns by number 20. He's having a beast game, and so is their quarterback, who's also thrown for a couple of touchdowns himself.
Yeah, so the score is now 47-0 to the Firebirds there, just confirming that. So Firebirds 47 and the Wildcats are nothing.
Come on, Rory, you got to give them a special teams a bit of credit there. You got to remember they've blocked 2 kicks. This is the first blocked kicks I've seen all season, so it's a bit impressive.
Yeah, it is quite good. It's saved them 2 points, so without those it would be 49 now, but they've got it down to 47.
There's a silver lining in everything, I suppose. Their interior rush has been pretty good, and those couple of blocked kicks have just been good.
But yeah, the Firebirds have really just dominated this game almost from start to finish. But it's a squid kick, but 49's handled it immediately, picked it up. Unfortunately, he's supposed to be one of the lead blockers and manages to get up to the 48. So good field position there, but not much someone like that's going to do on the return.
And he was met by about 6 Firebirds defenders who just read the play. The second he got the ball, they moved to the side of the field he's running. Didn't have the speed behind him to change his position, and he was just met by tackles.
So the Firebirds, Wildcats, have another chance to put up some points on offense. We'll see how they go. And the defense here will look to continue their strong performance and hold the Wildcats to no points. It's like there's a bit of confusion with the Wildcats. Number 5 ran out of the huddle late and has gone to the sideline. So they're not going to get called for another illegal formation penalty. And it looks like they've gone to 3 wide, 1 tight end, and it's a false start for the Wildcats. It's 5-yard penalties, another penalty at the start of their downs. It's killed them a little bit this game, and it's now 1st and 15.
The Firebirds are running a 4-4 defense. They've got 4 linesmen, 2 DTs, 2 DNs, and they've got 4 linebackers. They've been filling the box with at least 8 people, 7 coming on blitz, and the last guy either covering a tight end or covering the running back, and it's just been stopping the Wildcats. They haven't been able to get up the gut. They haven't been able to run out the outside. It's just what happens when you have that many people in the box.
And the Wildcats have gone back to a different QB again. It looks like they're going to pass it. He gets pressured immediately, but then number 2 makes an excellent interception. And then he fumbles it, but it's recovered by number 3. Good initial pick there. Then as he's running it back, good hit there by the Wildcats to force it out, and then recovered by the Firebirds though. So it's an interception, and it's another turnover for the Wildcats. There's been a lot this game.
Sometimes when you get an interception, you don't need to be a superstar. You don't need to go for the touchdown. You don't need to score the points. Sometimes you just need to get the pick and get down. If you know that you can't handle the ball in open space and you're going to fumble, just drop down.
And the Firebirds going back to their 4-wide formation. And they hand it off up the middle, but good pressure by number 11, who manages to bring him down for no gain. Number 25 almost broke that tackle, but good work by number 11 to hold on and bring him down.
Ex-Gladiator player number 25 by the looks of it. Unfortunately, the Gladiators had to fold under the lack of players.
Yeah, always had to see that. Would have been good to have more competition in the comp, more teams. But let's see. So Firebirds continuing with the same formation. They drop back to pass. They go deep on the post route. Number 85 gets both hands to it. It's a good throw, and he just drops it. Wouldn't be pleased with that one, I imagine.
Well, no, but when you're up this far and up by this many points near the end of the game, I don't think you care too much. As long as the ball isn't picked or it's not a pick six, I think they'll be happy with any result. Just keep the clock going and just score as many points as you please.
Yeah, well, I guess there is that. There's not much pressure on them to perform, as they've already got a handy lead in this game. And they drop back to pass again on 3rd and 10. Yeah, someone open on an out route. Underthrows him a little bit. He has to come back towards the ball, but number 20 does excellent work to pick up the first down there. Shakes the first guy loose. Steps another guy and breaks another tackle to get over the first down. Picks up 10 yards on the play, but there is a flag down on the field. We'll just see what the flag's for. No early indications as of yet. And it's a block in the back against the Firebirds. So that's taken away their first down they just got. And it's a 10-yard penalty.
After the play, number 43 limped off the field. It's after the big hit by number 20. There's 2 minutes left in the game, and as the clock is running, since it's over the time, we'll see the Firebirds more than likely just run out the clock.
Interesting to see if they go for a similar play to pick up this first down, 3rd and 11. Oh, and he's fumbled the ball on the snap. Number 11's chasing him down, but good speed shown by number 13 to get outside the pocket, and he's just thrown that one away, bringing up 4th and 11.
Good recovery on that fumble. Sometimes you don't expect the snap to come in a certain way. It looked like it fell out of his throwing hand when he went to cock the ball, but he just dropped it. A good recovery and good knowledge to boot out of the pocket and just throw the ball away.
Yep, no need to take a sack there or a hit. They're already that far in front, and then no receivers open downfield, so throwing away the ball. Good decision. And it looks like they're going for it on 4th down. So we'll see how this turns out. 4th and 11. He drops back to pass. There's a couple of short routes, deep routes on the left-hand side. Number 86 goes up for the catch, but it's overthrown over his head and incomplete, and that brings up a turnover on downs, and the Wildcats get the ball back.
When you go for a pass that short, you're expecting your receiver to make a big yak, which is the yards after catch, but on that far, you probably wouldn't be best to throw for a short pass. They've been all right through the air. I'm surprised they didn't just throw the deep ball.
Yeah, it looked a bit weird. They ran 3 underneath routes on that play, and the safety rolled over to cover the deep route, so there wasn't much on deep there. It's just more by play design. And whenever on a short route, if the receiver's got to jump up to try and catch it, he's probably not going to get much yards after catch anyway, so bit of a weird call on that one.
Honestly, I'd like to see their kicking distance. I'm surprised they didn't go for it and go for a kick on that 4th down. See if they've got the boot behind them. But if they're not willing to try it, oh well. And it's a bit too short a field for them to go for the punt. May as well go for it.
Yeah, perhaps they're worried about getting another block kick and letting in some points to the Wildcats there. So the Wildcats line up with 3 wide, 1 tight end, and halfback. They drop back to pass. Gets sacked immediately. Just instant pressure from the outside. Good work. But Wildcats almost recover it, but good work there by the Firebirds to just dive in there and get the ball back. So the Wildcats just turn it over yet again. Just instant pressure as the quarterback goes to throw. He gets his arm chopped and just fumbles the ball.
Well, this is the 3rd quarterback we've seen from the Wildcats. I think they're just rolling him through to try and keep their first quarterback healthy, give him all a chance to try the game. But when you see mistakes like that, you can tell that there is no experience there, unfortunately, and it leads to another turnover.
Yeah, he might have been better to just tuck the ball in and take the sack there. He just saw the pressure come, tried to get the ball away quickly, but just couldn't get it off in time. The Firebirds continuing with 4 out wide. And he drops back to pass. huge collision with the right tackle on an end, and he makes a good pass out to number 12, who manages to get some separation and almost picks up the first down. Oh, he does pick up the first down on a good 11-yard pass.
That's what you like to see out of your running back. He may not be able to beat you with his strength, but massive cut by number 25 and puts the big fella on the ground, lets the play happen, and it's a big pickup there.
Yeah, a good block there, almost reminiscent of Jared Haynes' block against the Vikings.
And the last fumble was almost reminiscent of his first.
So then we have 4 wide receivers again. Just back to pass. Good pressure from the outside, but they're held back. Number 19 gets open in the end zone, holds on to the catch, and it's a touchdown for the Firebirds. Yet another touchdown there. Number 19's gotten caught looking in the backfield on a couple of times, and getting beaten over the top, and that happens again. He tries to recover on the play, but just can't get there in time.
That's a solid effort by 19. Last time we saw him in the red zone, he dropped a ball from the contact. Now he gets the ball, hangs onto it, and that's a touchdown.
And that's the game. So the score finishes Firebirds 53, Wildcats nothing. The game wasn't too close this time. Excellent work there by the Firebirds, who just went out to a strong start, up 27-0 by the end of the first quarter, 34-0 by the end of the first half, and just continued that dominance throughout the second half. And the Wildcats, for the second week in a row, are held scoreless.
So that's 2 weeks in a row. Hopefully they can turn around this season and score some more points. It looks like they've suffered a couple of key injuries, and they're just not ready. They need some chance to recuperate. Hopefully a bye week will be close. I think they may have already had theirs, but let's hope that they have a chance to come back and maybe win a game before the end of the season.
And this win has consolidated the Firebirds' place in second on the ladder, and they look to have a very strong season this year. After an early loss to the Spears, they've won every game since then.
We'll see who will take the top of the league. The Firebirds have a very strong team. The Spears are also very fast, very aggressive with their play. The Firebirds are very pristine in how they play. Let's see if they'll keep this up and maybe take top of the division.
So yeah, that's all for this game, the first game of the day between the Firebirds and the Wildcats. The Firebirds finish on 53 and the Wildcats nothing. We're going to take a short break now, but we'll be back later for the second match of the day between the Centurions and the Spears.